everyone and welcome back to the World Dance Channel. It can be said that the ballet, Swan Lake, is the most well-known ballet in the world. However, few people know that this beautiful ballet story was not what it looks like now when it first stepped on the stage. Swan Lake was premiered by the Bolshoi Ballet on February 20, 1877 at the Bolshoi Theatre in Moscow. The production's original choreography was by German ballet master, Julius Reisinger. Critics recorded that conductors, dancers, and audiences alike thought Tchaikovsky's music was far too complicated and the ballet dancers, in particular, had difficulty dancing to the music. Composers were asked to write songs that catered to the masses, such as polka, gallo, waltz and mazurka. It was criticized harshly as uninspiring and unoriginal. So why it was revived and performed until now, and it has been recognized as an unforgettable ballet masterpiece. Let's get into today's story. The libretto is based on a story by the German author Johann Carl August Musa's, though this story provides only the general outline of the plot of Swan Lake. The Russian folktale, The White Duck, also bears some resemblance to the story of the ballet. Prince Siegfried arrives at his 21st birthday celebration on the palace courtyards. During the exquisite celebration, his mother gives him a crossbow. She informs him that because he is now of age, his marriage will be quickly arranged. Hit with the sudden realization of his future responsibilities, he takes his crossbow and runs to the woods with his hunting buddies. Getting ahead of the group, Prince Siegfried finds himself alone in a peaceful spot by an enchanted lake where swans gently float across its surface. While Siegfried watches, he spots the most beautiful swan with a crown on its head. As dusk falls, the swan with the crown turns into the most beautiful young woman he has ever seen. Her name is Odette, the Swan Queen. Odette informs the young prince about an evil sorcerer, von Rothbart, who happens to be disguised as Prince Siegfried's mentor. It was Rothbart who turned her and the other girls into swans. The lake was formed by the tears of their parents weeping. She tells him that the only way the spell can be broken is if a man, pure in heart, pledges his love to her. The prince, about to confess his love for her, is quickly interrupted by the evil sorcerer. He takes Odette from Prince Siegfried's embrace and commands all of the swan maidens to dance upon the lake and its shore so that the prince cannot chase them. Prince Siegfried is left all alone on the shore of Swan Lake. At the formal celebration in the royal hall, Prince Siegfried is presented with many prospective princesses. Although the ladies are worthy of his attention, he cannot stop thinking about Odette. His mother commands him to choose a bride, but he cannot. For the time being, he satisfies his mother's request by dancing with them. While the prince dances, trumpets announce the arrival of von Rothbart. He brings his daughter, Odile, on whom he has cast a spell to appear as Odette. The prince is captivated by her beauty and he dances with the impostor. Unbeknownst to Prince Siegfried, the true Odette is watching him from a window. The prince soon confesses his love to Odile and proposes marriage, thinking that she is Odette. Horrified, Odette flees into the night. Prince Siegfried sees the real Odette running from the window and realizes his mistake. Upon his discovery, von Rothbart reveals to the prince the true appearance of his daughter Odile. Prince Siegfried quickly leaves the party and chases after Odette. Odette has fled to the lake and joined the rest of the girls in sadness. Prince Siegfried finds them gathered at the shore consoling each other. He explains to Odette the trickery of von Rothbart and she grants him her forgiveness. It doesn't take long for von Rothbart and Odile to appear in their evil, unhuman, and somewhat bird-like forms. Von Rothbart tells the prince that he must stick to his word and marry his daughter. A fight quickly ensues. Prince Siegfried tells von Rothbart that he would rather die with Odette than marry Odile. He then takes Odette's hand and together they jump into the lake. The spell is broken and the remaining swans turn back into humans. They quickly drive von Rothbart and Odile into the water where they too drown. The girls watch the spirits of Prince Siegfried and Odette ascend into the heavens above Swan Lake. According to two of Tchaikovsky's relatives, his nephew Yuri Elvovich Davidov and his niece Anna Mek-Davidova, the composer had earlier created a little ballet called The Lake of the Swans at their home in 1871. This ballet featured the famous leitmotif known as the Swan's Theme, or Song of the Swans. Begachev commissioned the score of Swan Lake from Tchaikovsky in 1875 for a rather modest fee of 800 rubles, and soon Begachev began to choose artists that would participate in the creation of the ballet. The choreographer assigned to the production was the Czech Julius Reisinger (1827–1892), who had been engaged as ballet master to the ballet of the Moscow Imperial Bolshoi Theatre, today known as the Bolshoi Ballet, since 1873. It is not known what sort of collaborative processes were involved between Tchaikovsky and Reisinger. It seems that Tchaikovsky worked with only the most basic outline from Reisinger of the requirements for each dance. Tchaikovsky likely had some form of instruction in composing Swan Lake, as he had to know what sort of dances would be required. But unlike the instructions that Tchaikovsky received for the scores of The Sleeping Beauty and The Nutcracker, no such written instruction is known to have survived. When Reisinger began choreographing after the score was completed, he demanded some changes from Tchaikovsky. Whether by demanding the addition or removal of a dance, Reisinger made it clear that he was to be a very large part in the creation of this piece. Although the two artists were required to collaborate, each seemed to prefer working as independently of the other as possible. Marius Petipa had doubts about the failure of Swan Lake, and he found the play's script and composition books. After careful study, Petipa was surprised to find the play's script and original music are so wonderful. So, Petipa decided to revive the second act of the work, and staged a separate dance, the second act in 1894. He changed the original long white dress into the classic ballet tutu dress we now see. The updated costume enlarged the leg of the ballerina again after the first customary revolution in the ballet, the fairy. This reform was extraordinary and received unanimous praise, especially for the four swans dances, whose music and movement rhythms were more remarkable, like music written particularly for the dance. Encouraged by this success, Petipa and his disciple Ivanov collaborated on the adaptation of the full play of Swan Lake. On January 15, 1895, the new edition of Swan Lake was staged at the Marius Theatre in St. Petersburg with unprecedented success. Today's Swan Lake is more than just a romantic ballet. It was adapted by many choreographers, film directors, even it has had acrobatic versions, and many funny videos. The well-known revised male version of Swan Lake, directed by British choreographer Matthew Bourne, has refreshed Swan fans. The new choreography moves the story to the 1950s with swans all male. The show has had a huge impact, winning numerous awards in the UK and the US over the years, including Best Musical Director, Best Choreography and Best Costume at the 1999 Tony Awards. Besides, Natalie Portman's film Black Swan talk about the story of a ballerina and the topic of psychology like split personality, id and ego. You can search these videos online, it's well worth watching. A good story is that audiences can have different understanding with the growth of their ages and experiences. Different productions possess distinctive meaning, and we will see the story from different perspective. Some stories are from the view of Black Swan and some are from the view of men looking at love and desires. White Swan refers to pure love and Black Swan means physical attraction. What do you think about that? Which one is your favorite version? Russian ballet began to flourish with a large number of ballerinas, educators and choreographers emerging. Let the Russian ballet named in the world of ballet is a man who did any ballet class before. In the next video, let's walk into the life of arts administrator Sergei Diaghilev. Thanks for your compliments and positive comments. Welcome to tell us your questions during the study of dance. There are any ideas, welcome email us as well. I leave the contact in the description area. We'll see you next time.